One day in chemistry, it was discovered that a young student, Miss Scarlet, had been murdered. It was unknown who would commit such a crime, so the local police department dispatched their best agent, Gideon Florissant, to crack the mystery. Lying next to the corpse, Gideon found a small vial of clear, colorless solution, which was later identified to have either been lead 2 nitrate or potassium iodide. Using his knowledge of solubility, Gideon combined the unknown chemical with a known chemical to establish that the murder weapon was in fact potassium iodide. Gideon established this by combining a known lead 2 nitrate solution with the murder weapon. Following the balanced chemical equation, 2 potassium iodide solution plus lead 2 nitrate solution yields lead iodide precipitate and potassium nitrate solution. However, that wasn't enough to solve the case just yet. In order to identify the killer, Gideon still had to find the molarity of the murder weapon. To do so, he had to run the precipitate reaction again, this time with controlled amounts of murder weapon, so as to find a specific amount of lead iodide precipitate. Gideon would have run this reaction multiple times, except that a stupid intern at the lab accidentally poured the rest of the murder weapon sample down the drain. Having filtered out and weighed the precipitate, which was found to weigh 0.11 grams, Gideon used the gram-molar mass of lead iodide to find how many moles of precipitate had been formed by the reaction. The final value was 2.4 times 10 to the negative 4th moles. Gideon then had to double this value due to the proportion of precipitate to murder weapon in the equation, getting 4.8 times 10 to the negative 4th moles of potassium iodide. Gideon then plugged this value into the molarity equation, which is molarity equals moles of solute over volume, to get the molarity of the murder weapon, 0.24 molar. It was known that at the time of the murder, Mrs. Peacock, a colleague of Miss Scarlet's, had been administering a potassium iodide solution of greater than 0.20 molarity to her horse. A motive had also been uncovered, in the form of Mrs. Peacock's anger at Miss Scarlet when she would arrive late to class. Thus, having proven beyond a doubt that the murderer was in fact Mrs. Peacock, Detective Gideon made the arrest. All in all, a job well done.